Hello, my new fourth graders. I am so excited for this school year to get underway, and I hope that you are too. I wanted to give you and your parents a little bit more information that will hopefully help you both to be ready for the upcoming school year. So, the first thing, of course, is supplies, and I know that some of you have already shopped, so hopefully you have these items. A couple of things that are on here may not have been included on the original list that you received, and that's okay because that's an updated list. It is really important for you to have dry erase markers. We use these in math class almost every day. Clorox wipes are super important, as well as the box of tissues, because we definitely need to keep those germs away. And we do wipe the desk down quite frequently with the Clorox wipes. Loose leaf paper was not included on the original list. It is something that we do use, but if you did not get it, it's okay. I still have a little bit extra from last year. The 5 composition notebooks are super important. If you can have your parent go ahead and label them with your name, that would be a huge help in permanent marker on the front cover, hopefully. If you get the black and white, I know it's sometimes hard to label that. If they can put a piece of tape and maybe label it that way, or write it in that little white box in the center. But if you can already have your name pre-printed on them, that's a huge time saver. Box of colored pencils or crayons. I would prefer colored pencils because we use them a little bit more. But if you have to, if you prefer crayons, that's fine too. Glue sticks are super important. We use these almost every single day, multiple times a day, to glue things into our composition notebooks. And we go through a lot of glue sticks. Pencils, of course, we, for some reason, go through a lot of pencils too. So please make sure that you have a lot of those and maybe some backups at home. Scissors, of course, you will need, and then the plastic pencil case. I think you can see, hopefully. I put the picture up here of this one. That is my preferred choice, but if you got something different, it's fine, as long as it snaps shut, because if it gets knocked off the table, I don't want your stuff to fall everywhere. But I think that this will help us since we got those new tables and we no longer have desk to put everything in. A red plastic folder, and I put a picture of this one because it's a little bit thicker, and this plastic folder is really going to need to get you through the whole school year. So hopefully by only needing one, you can get one that's a little bit better quality. These will actually go into your agenda, and parents, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, what we're going to use those for. So let's go to the next one. All right, so who is Miss South? Well, I know that you guys have all seen me in the hallway, but just a quick little blurb about me. I've been teaching for 7 years now. I've taught it 2 out of the 4 other, well, I guess 3, because I teach at Deal Island, but I've taught at Woodson and also Princess Anne Elementary. Of course, I'm very excited to be back at Deal Island. I have 3 boys that are 18, 16, and 14. It's very scary to me because they're growing up way too quick, and we live in Parsonsburg, Maryland. I do set high standards, but I know that you guys can reach them, and I can't wait to see you reach for your goals this year. And I am a little silly sometimes. I know that you guys have seen me dress up. I believe in laughing and being silly too. All right, communication. I think communication is a huge partnership between parents or whoever cares for you at home, and is helping to make sure that you're successful. So I really take that seriously. Parents, if you need to get in contact with me, please feel free to call me or write a note in your student's agenda, or you can email me anytime, and I try to respond to those as quickly as possible. The students' agendas are super important. I really want that to be the hub this year of where everything is located. So those red folders that your students are getting, I want to put them into the agenda. I want to use that to put any graded papers for the week, all homework assignments, any test results that I send home. Sometimes they need to be signed so that I know that you saw them. And I really want to use that kind of as your base. So if you ever have an issue, please put it in your student's agenda And I will check those every morning and every afternoon. If I have something, then I will write it in their agenda as well. If you can get a red folder that has the center part, the brass pieces, because we will attach something in the center, that will hopefully help your students stay on top of things. And I do have a website. Oh, and while this is pulling up, I didn't mention, but I did put the picture on there of Class Dojo. We will be using that, of course, again this year. So please access that. I'm going to put hopefully an informational video on the YouTube page as well, so you can access that if you need help accessing Class Dojo, or just knowing what things are on the site that you can access. So this is my website. Up here is the address, so you can copy that down. It's https colon and then 2 backslashes sites.google.com /somerset.k12.md.us /southhoots/home. Southhoots is kind of my hashtag, so if I ever use social media or anything like that, I will use hashtag Southhoots, and I encourage you to as well. We just have to be careful that any students that we put on social media, of course, have that media release signed. So this is going to hopefully be a place that you can access information. I do a newsletter every week, but I think that tends to end up crumbled in the bottom of some students' book bags. So hopefully this will be a way for you to check in case your newsletter doesn't come home or becomes missing. So this will be a class calendar and news that you can access weekly to see what is coming up. This is some more information about me with some pictures, silly pictures of me, so I'm sure students will want to see that. This is another copy of the 4th grade supply list, so just in case you need that. Over here is a drop-down menu. The students will be using this in class, but they can access it at home too, and it could be something for you to help them if they're struggling in an area or with homework. So here I have reading, and there are extra drop downs, and each unit will have a drop down. There will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc., all the way up to 1.5, 1.6 for each unit. And then if I go out of that, there is math and there is science and social studies. I've also included on some of these pages some information. We are changing our math program this year, so it will be McGraw-Hill, which is what we use for reading, and students will be able to access this at home just like they can the reading program, using the same login and password actually that they use for reading. And all of their username and passwords will be put in their agendas, so you'll have they'll be able to access those at home just in case they forget those. So I hope that this has helped you, get you more excited, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I look forward to meeting all of you. See you soon.